I'm New Haven, and this is how I've been using AI in music production to generate new drum samples. So I have this rough song idea with some drum and bass drums I threw down, just a basic kick and snare pattern. And right now it kind of sounds like this. So I like the melodic idea, but the drums just really aren't doing it for me. Specifically this kick. Punchy, too much transient, too much high frequency, doesn't have enough body. I don't know, it's just not working for me. I want to reference the drums from a really good drum and bass song, so I'm going to reference them from this Sub-Focus song. I'm not going to play the song because of copyright type of stuff, but yeah, this is the song. So normally if I wanted to find a kick that sounded similar to one in another track, I would just do this, go to my sample library, type kick, and then I would begin the journey through hundreds and hundreds of kick drums. Endlessly scroll through this list of kicks until I found something that sounded similar enough, and then process it until I was happy with the result. And this is obviously a really tedious process, involves a lot of trial and error. So here's something I've been doing lately to speed up my workflow when I encounter this type of problem. So here I've got the Sub-Focus track, and I ran it through demux to separate out the drum stem from the rest of the song. If you're interested in doing that yourself, check out part 2 of this series where I explain how to use demux to take drums out of an original track. This is what the drums sound like completely separated. I'm gonna cut this kick out of the isolated drum track. I'm gonna duplicate this kick down here 3 times. I'm gonna put Ableton's multi-band dynamics on each one of these duplicated kick tracks, and I'm gonna solo the highs on one, solo the mids on the other, and solo the lows. So we've split it into a high, a mid, and a low track. We're gonna go ahead and select these 3 tracks and freeze them, and then we're gonna flatten them and bounce them down to audio. Now we've got the highs, the mids, and the lows of the kick drum all separated and isolated. I'm just gonna mess around with the fades on the audio and clean these up a bit. That sounded pretty good to my ears, so we're gonna go ahead and resample that down here. Now I've essentially stolen this kick out of the Sub-Focus song. Sounded pretty good. Now, I'm not going to use this kick drum in my song. For one, it's already mastered, so it wouldn't fit well in the mix. And 2, it feels kind of gross to just steal someone else's kick out of their song and put it into your own. What I am going to do with this kick drum is put it into this new AI-powered plugin I have called Emergent Drums 2. What Emergent Drums does is give you a pad of different drum sounds and a little slider over here so you can generate on the fly new drum sounds that are either similar to the pre-existing sound or something more completely random. Go ahead and drag our kick into Emergent Drums. And then I'm gonna go over here to the slider and pull it down to similar and hit generate. So you can see here, it's generating me a kick that already sounds pretty good. You can mess around with the slider, generate it out, find a few you like. So Emergent Drums is actually synthesizing from scratch brand new drum samples based on the ones that you give it. So it's not stealing from other people's samples or anything. As far as AI technologies go, and especially how problematic they can be in like the visual art space, this is a pretty ethical and interesting use of machine learning algorithms, in my opinion. So I've taken one of the kicks from Emergent Drums, bounced it out to audio, and I've just put a little bit of saturation and OTT EQ on it. And listen to this. Versus the old kick. Already so much better. If you like this, let me know, and I'll do more videos in the future showcasing technologies and techniques I'm using in my music production right now.